Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia. That's my buddy Brandi. We just watched episode 8 of Happy's Place. It's hard to believe we're on episode 8 already.
Yeah, I know.
And titled Dear Jack, because this was all about a Dear John letter that Isabella sent her boyfriend. Turned into chaos. As per usual, everything on this show seems to turn into chaos. So, Brandi, how you doing tonight?
Doing good. I had a little bit of a news break in my feed for because I in Rhode Island and something went down, but I missed the first few minutes, but I kind of got the gist of what it was because Adelia broke it down for me a little bit, and I was like, okay, now I understand a little bit. I will be going back and rewatching it again, but I'm caught up. I know.
Yeah, so the first few minutes of this show is Isabella is doing a slow fade breakup with her boyfriend. As such, she tells him when she gets to the tavern, she's on the phone with him, says that Bobby always makes her work a lot. And then she gets Gabby to pretend to be Bobby to tell Isabella to get back to work, which of course is hysterical and includes her saying, or I'm going to chew your ass. Right as Bobby walks up behind Gabby. And so Bobby gets out of Isabella what's going on and suggests that she doesn't do this slow fade breakup, which has another 1 to 2 months, according to Isabella, but writes a Dear John letter, something that Bobby apparently did a lot back in her day. And, it's real paper and you can spray it with perfume and all of that. And then the intro played, and then Steve came into the tavern with a copy of the Knoxville Shopper, which he was using to line his closet. And they kept trying to get him to admit that it has to be the Knoxville Shopper to line his closet with, nothing else. And he's like, it doesn't matter right now. They wrote a review of the tavern in the Shopper, and they praise Chef Emmett and his cooking and called it out of this world. And they also in there acknowledged the bar's bartender, Abby, not Gabby. And this upsets Gabby. So then we pick up with where you got to start watching, which is when
And
Jack shows up at the
Jack
tavern.
came in. Yep, Jack came in, and she's like, well, "What are you doing here?" He decides he's that at first he thought it was a breakup letter, but because he smelt the perfume,
Smelled the perfume, yeah.
he thought that wasn't what it was, and he had to move. He had to leave his job, leave whatever else, the
Gave
school,
up his apartment.
gave his apartment, everything, and had to move to Knoxville to be with Gabby. I mean, Isabella.
Isabella.
Wrong person.
We're getting better at mixing up the names, but we're still gonna mix up the names.
Oh yeah, it's never gonna change.
And the funniest part about this was when Isabella said, "Yes, so glad that I sent it and not as an email, which you can't spray
So
with."
you can't smell that. No,
Yeah.
can't smell an email.
So Jack's in Knoxville, which I guess I didn't realize this was in Knoxville. They probably said it before, but I don't remember that.
They did. I knew it was in
Then
Tennessee. I knew it was in Tennessee.
yeah. Then we had what was next? Gabby going into the kitchen. Was that next?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gabby went into the kitchen trying to see what Emmett was doing and trying to say that Emmett doesn't, really do anything all that complicated or special and that anybody can do it. And then Dakota comes and puts up an order and
From
it's
Steve.
Steve's lunch. And so Gabby immediately takes the order and grabs a bunch of like spices
Mm-hmm.
and
Seasonings.
my headphones just shut off. So I'll keep talking while they turn them back on. Um, a bunch of spices and everything. Makes a hamburger, which is already on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
Should point that out. Already on the grill.
She just added more spices to
So
it.
already on the grill. So she's just adding spices to something that Emmett has already cooked.
Mm-hmm.
Makes the burger, gives it over to Steve, and Steve says, "You know what? It's actually really good."
Mm-hmm. He likes the hamburger, and Steve is a picky person too. So for him to say this is an actually really good hamburger, and I'm gonna go take it and sit down because I don't want to stand up eating it like an animal, basically. So
Yeah,
he
let
goes
me
and
eat
takes
standing up like a horse.
a horse. I knew it was an animal, so I just said an animal. Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, so he goes and takes it, and then he's like, Gabby's like, yeah, high five to Dakota, and Dakota's like, no, I'm not. Why are you happy? And she's like, I won, and he's like, I'm not going to celebrate with you. You made a man feel bad, like, so I'm not going to celebrate because you made somebody feel awful. Which he's like that type of person. He doesn't like the pranks. He don't like lying. He don't like gloating, like none of that. He's like, he's a good person. He's like, I'm not going
yeah,
to celebrate with you because that doesn't make me feel good. So Gabby's all like, okay.
yeah.
She won, but then
Then
she don't feel as good either, as Dakota tells her.
yeah. Then we had Isabella and Bobby talking about how I thought you were gonna break up with Jack, and you know she doesn't really want to now that he's there in person because it's harder to break up with someone when you're looking them in the eye, which is true.
hmm She also feels like he's just comfortable, and that's when Bobby tells her about true love, right? Is that the
Yeah.
bobblehead? The bobblehead. So there's a bobblehead she picks up. You know what this is from, and she told her about her
Well,
husband.
but this is before the bobblehead. This is
Oh,
when before she catches them at the house.
oh,
Then
yeah.
she catches them at the house making out on her couch.
hmm
And that's when she tells Isabella, why are you settling? Isabella tells her, Jack's great.
Oh,
He's comfortable. He's nice. I grew up with a single mom.
hmm
You know, I got lucky to find something as good as this is. And
She might not find anything better because it took her a while to find something like this, and it took her mom like a really long time. Probably
yeah,
not a lot. And so she's
yeah,
like, he's comfortable, he's a good person, he's working, that kind of, he's just comfort.
yeah. And Bobby says, well, what happens if something better comes along? And Isabella was like what? And Bobby says, true love. And Isabella just starts laughing.
hmm Laughing at her that if you don't believe in true love, that's
Yeah,
not going to happen, especially in the household she grew up in, and she just seen her mother go through it, so she doesn't believe in it.
yeah.
hmm
Then I guess it's the next day at the bar.
hmm
Isabella's gonna go out with Jack,
hmm
but Bobby calls her into the office first and tells her the story of the bobblehead, which I thought was really sweet.
It was. She said that her husband collected them, and she thought they were just stupid, like she didn't
She
like
hated
them.
him.
She hated them. She didn't like them at all. And her husband had a fight. And then she came out. She locked herself in the bedroom. And when she came out, he had like a whole bunch of them lined up
All over the
in the house,
house.
over the house. And she was mad at first, but then she found the note that said that he was upset and walked out, and he didn't want her to be alone. So he left all the bobbleheads out for her, which was very
Yeah,
sweet.
very sweet. Yeah.
Mhm.
So she leaves the bobblehead there with Isabella and leaves the office, and then Jack comes in and asks Isabella if she's ready to go, and Isabella sort of turns the bobblehead away
Away
from
from her.
looking
Yeah.
at them. Yeah. And then it cuts to Gabby uh waiting at the bar for Emmett to show up,
Mhm.
and Emmett walks into the kitchen and then immediately yells for Gabby to go in there. And we find out why is because Gabby has decorated the
Whole
kitchen.
kitchen with balloons,
World's
streamers.
greatest chef and balloons and streamers and all this stuff. And Emmett is like, why did you do this? And Gabby's like, because I wanted you to know that I respect you and I
Mhm,
think you're awesome.
mhm.
And then Steve pokes his little head through
The
the thing
divider
and is
thing.
like, I just want you to know that I'm not the one that did this. And then Dakota opens the thing fully and says, I am. And Steve's like, no, you're not. Why did you say that? And he goes, because I'm being brave, unlike you, right?
I think they're funny.
And we had a really great thing from Emmett here because Gabby tells him, we know that they were
You're the
right. You are the heart of Happy's place, and Emmett's like, no, it's not me, it's not Steve, it's not Dakota, it's not you, it's not Bobby, it's all of us
A
are
collective
the
of all
heart.
of us. Yes.
Yeah.
And which is what I've been saying about this. That's a good ensemble, that all of them have their own quirks and stuff, and they all mesh together really well. So him saying that, I was like, oh, there's my thing. They're all of them are the heart of the show. It's not just
Yeah.
one person. There's little bits here and there of everybody, and all of their personalities come through. So I thought that was very sweet of Emmett. And now he's like, now clean this up.
Yeah, he's like, thanks for hanging the flammable decorations above an open flame.
Above the stove.
Now clean all this up.
Yep. I like how first when she went in there was making burgers, she called him M.
Yeah.
Like,
She
hey,
called him Evan, that was
M. I was like, oh. I thought he
Yeah.
was gonna say something like, don't call me that. What do you
And
want?
then we had Bobby comes back into the office to find Isabella sitting there and says, I thought you were going out with Jack. And Isabella says, I was, until I broke up with him.
She finally broke up with him face to face, and
Yeah.
he broke down, and she's like, he got all red before he started crying. It's like, oh.
Yeah. And Isabella says, now she wants true love now that she believes that it exists. And then she starts panicking about what if she never finds it.
Finds it.
And Bobby says some really nice things about, well, you never used to be in my life, and now here you are bringing me all kinds of joy and everything. And that was unexpected, so it's going to hit you at an unexpected moment.
I like how this show didn't just like have Isabella come in and Bobby just like rejecting her and just like her trying to come in and prove herself to Bobby. It's Bobby pretty much accepted her from the get-go, and they've had a really good relationship. That's what I really liked about the show.
It took Bobby an episode or two, but yeah.
She accepted her. It's not like the whole season's going that.
Oh yeah. The story
herself.
of this season is not Bobby rejecting Isabella, and then in the season finale, she's gonna finally admit, yeah, I'm glad you're my sister. No, that happened a long time ago. But they have a beautiful relationship. I like their relationship a lot.
I do. I like all of their relationships. They're all quirky
Yeah.
in their own way.
I like this ensemble. And then Bobby says, let's go get a drink. They go out to the bar, get a drink, and everybody's, giving Isabella some comfort, including Steve, who reaches over and just does this because he won't touch her any more than that.
There you go. That's my comfort. Everybody else is like rubbing her, giving her a hug, and Steve just goes.
And then they all toast, and that's the episode.
That was the episode. It was good. I thought it was gonna be another. I'm like, Christmas episode.
You would think they would have saved the Christmas episode for closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
Because they have another episode next week that they could do a Christmas episode on. But why did you do your Christmas episode the first week of December? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Hey, at least we got one.
Yeah, at least we got one. And with Steve Howie, it was fantastic. But yeah, that's this week's episode.
I enjoyed it. It had a flavor of mix of everybody doing their own things. Gabby being Gabby, Emmett being Emmett, Steve being Steve.
I like how they're very distinctly different personalities, but they all mesh together well, really, in this ensemble.
That's what I've been saying from the beginning. They all have they had to find their footing, of course, like every new show does, and then they've got their stride a little bit now. So now they have. You could distinguish who's what in this cast, and they all, like Emmett said, they're all the heart. The whole show is the heart of the show, and I really enjoy that. I love the show. I think it's very fun.
I do too. I really enjoy it. I'm glad we're watching it.
Me too. I'm glad we found something that we like, and it's a comedy. Usually we're just doing all the streaming services, but now we're actually watching a show and comes on every week on the regular cable. So this is a comedy.
Yeah,
we need to do more of. So
yeah. So we will apparently be back next week because when I was looking at the thing, it says there's an episode next week. So
we'll see what it is, and if it's a new one, we shall be back.
Yeah. But Brandi, where can people find you?
Can find me right here with you, and then sometimes with Justin doing couples therapy, and then what other shows you need me to be on and I'm a part of. We are doing
Brandi, Skeleton Crew.
Skeleton Crew. I've been doing, and we did the franchise.
You were on the Penguin
The
reviews.
Penguin reviews. Wherever. I mean, I like watching shows and I like watching them with our friends. And we have people in our group that are coffee members. Is that what it is now?
Yeah. They're not patrons anymore because we're not on Patreon.
You know what I meant.
So they're supporters. They're supporters over on coffee, ko-fi.com/LGR_network. $3 a month gets you into our Discord where you can talk with us about stuff. We're always in voice chat, it seems like. And then you can also, on higher tiers, join us for post credits. So check that out.
Hey, and if you want to join us on one of these, if you're a part of if you like Happy's Place and you want to be a part of one of our reviews of one of the episodes, come on over. I love having fans. I love having other fans of the show to discuss this stuff with, because I'm a nerd like that. So
I think the beautiful thing about LGR is we're all nerds, just for different things.
Leave comments. Leave
us a comment. Like and share this video.
Like it. We might we get more comments, we'll probably start, bringing some up maybe.
Yeah, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our Happy's Place post-credits reviews or any of the other stuff we've got going on here at LGRN. There's links to the description to this channel and to our sister channel, The Highlights, which is our sports channel, in the description of this episode. So please subscribe. We're getting so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I really wanted to hit it by the end of the year, but I don't think we're going to.
You never know.
Never know, but please subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. We're just a small channel. We're not even going to be monetized. We just want to hit 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. And I don't think there's anything left to say. So until next time, we are out of here.